Hello, friends. Welcome back to Magic with Melly. It is a Tarot Thursday today. So I have some giant tarot, a normal tarot, like the Rider-Waite tarots, and I have Cthulhu's Vault Tarot as well as the Everyday Witch Tarot as special decks today here in the reading. And let's just get into it. The title says the journey doesn't include everybody. And that's true, or it may change depending on the rest of the messages from this reading, but it really goes to show that not everyone's going to fit or suit what you where you're going. It's fine to make new decisions that do not align with, it's fine for things to have to readjust themselves and, new friends to come in and a fresher energy. And it could be even just a matter of some of us in the collective are literally moving to another place, and it's kind of impossible to ask people to move with you, or vice versa. Like, not everyone's going to just agree with the decision here. I'm definitely getting that with a 3 of Wands. Just the journey doesn't include certain people. And so it would be for the benefit of this. I think it's more so it would be not to anyone's benefit if they were to be close to the situation. With the 5 of Pentacles, it's more to say, like, I pick up the energy, like, literally all across the community. It's written as being cast out in the cold, being left out in the cold, feeling, excluded from the situation, not knowing what's going on, probably, needing to catch up, feeling distance. And I think that with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it is to indicate that it is probably situational, whether or not you see it to be for the benefit of the situation, right? Maybe you feel like you would be better off, open, versus the other person or the situation agrees that being more closed off or reserved is the proper, better energy. When energies do not align, that is an indication that maybe they're not meant to be a part of that with you. But then, so you should leave room, cast them out, because you're seeing that it wouldn't benefit you, so that you can bring in energy that is worth your while. The Fool here, back of the deck energy. And then we have this 7 of Wands, back of the deck energy. So I think it's just a certain resistance that we have in the collective with having to let go. It's really hard to let go. I think we think that certain people are meant to be in our lives for a long time, and then we get disappointed when they're not. Or maybe we're really attached to and really comfortable. And because we have the Fool and the Lovers card behind it, it could be a matter that it could really be a matter of it's really heartbreaking that, because I'm reading multiple scenarios, right? That maybe with the Lovers card, that if you are needing to relocate, it's really upsetting that maybe your romantic connection or even your family members, like those that you love, can't come with you. Yes, it is heartbreaking, but that doesn't mean that long distance isn't possible or doesn't work. It does work. I have seen long distance couples successfully work out. One specifically that started on Tumblr and ended in London, and another that is across the state, I believe, over a medical, someone pursuing a medical degree, and they met in college, and now they're in a different part in their life. And it's like, if you found someone, you will do what it means to make it work. or not. You will see that for what it is, you know, like you need to see how much of what you give out will be reciprocated, right? If you will go through all the trials and errors, if you will learn the mistakes, if you will do all that, yes, that is lovely, but do not project the potential that you see onto someone when they haven't exerted the action that you deserve or that you require. Make sure that you're actually seeing things for what they are. That way you're not feeling, you know, sour done, or, you know, done, you know, just done dirty by any means in the aftermath. Especially if you don't listen to yourself. I think that's like one of the things where you feel the most done, like dirty done, is when you kind of knew better and didn't really listen to that. And behind was Ace of Wands reverse, Five of Wands, and Three of Swords. So definitely there are situations where spirit wants to highlight that in the past, just to remind you that we may have wanted what, like, we may have thought we wanted what we wanted, and that's all right. You know, it could be a matter of we've only seen a certain way of being, a certain way of living, or, you know, like, and it's always this tend, or this ability to adjust to what someone else is going through or someone else's situation. Like maybe we've always lived like in one room in a house, and it's never been like your whole house is yours, and like you're always like fighting with your environment because it's not truly your environment, it's a shared environment. And it hurts to not to be in the place that you want to be, because this can resonate in multiple ways. It could all resonate, it can only resonate in some areas. It could be I'm saying exactly what your life is, it could be lots of things, but just letting go of this argumentative energy, only not only with yourself but those in your surroundings, to finally get what we want. I think that's just, we need to be able to properly detach, um, in a way that, like, where our choices of what we apply, of how we apply ourselves, how we detach, what things we decide to put more energy in and less energy in, like all that balancing stuff, what to do moving forward. um I definitely get that with the Fool and the Lovers card, just wandering about celebratively, what the heck word, like in celebration of you, just like make your choices because you want to celebrate essentially that you exist, that you love the fact that you exist, like, and that you feel that you deserve it. Like start having these affirmations that choosing what you want wholeheartedly is okay, and that should it upset people that you're making distance, should it make certain shifts or negative shifts, should it even like, should you even like shift your decision making? I think that all of this with the Ace of Wands in reverse is just making a different decision than what you've made before. Like some of us are like feeling a sense of spontaneity, maybe some of us maybe feeling a sense of like a big life changing choice, like just a decision, like maybe leaving a job, or even leaving a person, like something about like what you thought you wanted, even like changing your major in school, like what you're studying, like something that you thought you wanted. It's like suddenly like you're fighting yourself on making something, because it's just like heartbreaking to think of any time that was put forward into it, or any efforts that were put into it, like maybe going to waste. But like, I kid you not, that's not really going to be any waste. um Having any consideration that any of your energy was put to waste is indirectly saying that you are trash. If I'm just gonna let that settle for a little bit, because is that really a like nice affirmation to say about yourself, that you're trash? No. Do I enjoy the Gen Zs make jokes of that. No, that is not okay for our incoming generations and even our current generation. You know, so just letting go of self-defeating idealisms, because that hurts. That is more of this resistant energy. Okay, that's energy we need to detach from. That's people we need to detach from. If you have friends that experience them, you know, do not like leave them alone, god forbid. Okay, do not just be like goodbye, but also find appropriate space and like um for yourself. And that could be noticing how in the aftermath how it makes you feel, and then being like, okay, they were going through that and that made me feel this way, let me detach from that, or let me you know, make sure that I'm okay now. Because like, am I going to be okay if I'm going to be addressing their stuff if they share it with me? um Sometimes when you make a promise and you can't follow through, you got to really make sure that your promises, or their promises when they say so, will follow through. um and I think that could be a unique thing where some of us in the collective don't see uh specific individuals follow through that say that they will, and then they don't, you know, they don't show up. Maybe you need a car ride and then they don't. They ended up having an accident or sleeping, or they ended up prioritizing something else, or even just flaking on you, or even ghosting you, not saying anything. It could be a layer of things, but just if you gone through that, if you gone through any of that, detach. If you gone through some shit, they are not welcome to the next chapter in your life. That's for sure. You gotta kind of fight this essence, you know, like work on yourself and your own perspective on yourself enough to come to a place where you're like, I deserve love, I deserve better, I don't need these things from these people, so they do not belong in my life, because I accept, you know, love and these things in my life. And since these people don't show that to me, they no longer have a spot in my life. You know, you can make these boundaries here, and it's gonna break some people's hearts. It really is. It's gonna be heartbreaking for you to make the decision, and then it's going to be heartbreaking again when you break the news to them, and then it's going to be heartbreaking again to heal from that. You know, that's why I think it's a three swords. Really, I think that's really revealing of me, and like, I think just intuitively just feeling super connected here. I just like, you have to just bam boom boom, like, acknowledge what's gonna happen to maybe push the green light. You know, some of us are really scared. I think some of us are really worried about what's going to happen on this journey, and don't want any self-sabotaging behavior or anything like that, or anybody sabotaging behind the scenes. I think that's literally the worst when you see scandals like that. I think we've seen it on YouTube a lot, in the makeup world with I mean, I was invested in that with the Jeffree Star and James Charles, and you know, everybody that was on there that had something to say, Manny, everybody. And you know, that's just the thing of it. There's always an individual side to it. Just make sure that you're taking care to your mental health when it comes to things. If people just do not agree with your career, your passion, or what you're doing, you know, then they don't agree. Okay, then they don't have a spot in that part of your life. And it doesn't have to be just the whole entity of your life that you can just need to say goodbye to people. It could be just that portion of your life where you know, like, certain things align and certain things don't. And I think in a different reading, I definitely know in a different reading, I mentioned like reapproaching people every day, like fresh as fuck on a new day, and just being like, what are, like, a puzzle piece, like you're an ever-changing puzzle piece, and they're an ever-changing puzzle piece, and seeing where you can connect on that any given day. And some days you don't connect, and other days that you do, and that's could be a new application that could work out for you guys in the collective, where you see different connections, different friends show up for different reasons. You know, you could really connect over, me and this friend go shopping all this time, me and this friend bake, me and this friend go golfing if you do that. I don't golf, but if you golf, that's cool. If me and this friend like to gamble. Me and this friend like to, maybe some of you guys have friends with benefits and you do more than just go out and you do stuff in the bed. Me and this person, you know, like you might have just different variations of connections, and just, and it could be a range from intimate to romantic to platonic, familial, strictly business. It could be whatever you make it to be, but just be as close and as far away from those that feel right to you. And be mindful that certain things that feel right could be a matter of a comfort zone surrounding trauma or surrounding a situation we've been in. It doesn't have to be as extreme as trauma, but if we've been somewhere before, just realize that what feels right may not always be right if you've chosen wrong previously, and just that sometimes we could be tested on that, and distinguishing in a gentle manner the difference. But that's a whole lot of messages. I think I covered it all. With the King of Swords, just overall encompassing just being in control of that voice, of that character that you have, and how to draw what you want and what you need in, really, and just being in command, be like, being able to say no. I think the King of Swords is really a rough king because he's rough around the edges. I feel like if you were to approach a King of Swords, his answer would be like a no, versus if you approach like a King of Cups, his answer would be like, yeah, like all happy. And I feel like that's just what's happening here, is that you have to bring in this energy of no with certain people. Like, just be like, no, that's not okay. Stop doing that. If you want to be in my life, it's not allowed. You know, or like boundaries, really, or boundaries or goodbye. You know, it's I think I'm going to go with that. Boundaries or bye. So, yeah, just quit with resisting in the detachment area, because it's not serving you well at all. So let's get into the everyday tarot. Let's continue the messages here for the collective. Let's see what's going on there. We have back of the deck energy, Three of Swords reverse. So I love seeing that over the Three of Swords there. So that's definitely an update that shit's behind us, because we're gonna detach from that shit. Three of Pentacles, because the working on ourselves and the journey is going to be worth it. It's going to be worth the goodbyes. It's going to be worth the hard decisions. We have Ace of Pentacles reverse, Ten of Cups reverse. Because this is more on the Ace of Pentacles reverse, Ten of Cups reverse. This is more on this energy of what you thought you wanted. And then we have the Magician. So it's like when that stuff fell through, you don't really know, like, where to from here. Like, what do I manifest now? What am I manifesting? Well, shit, I manifested that. So like, I feel like some of us in the collective don't trust our manifesting abilities when that shit happens to us. But trust here that up until now we are developing. We are youthful human beings. Wherever we are at in our lives, we go through the experiences to then in the aftermath know better. And it's part of the story. I think it's funny when you notice certain things, when you replay it. Have you ever done that when you are meeting someone new and then you realize something new about the same story that you lived? Because you like there's something along the way that filled in that hole in your mind space from since that happened, right? Like maybe new knowledge, new experiences, new people, a new something that happened that fills in the experience for you from back then that you didn't notice because you didn't have that back then, but you do now. And then reliving it when you tell the story, it's a healing thing in some way. I feel like this is some of the journey that some of us are going through with our storytelling. Because King of Swords is definitely like control over your voice, and Three of Pentacles is definitely giving me that vibes of like just self-awareness and self-teaching and even self-soothing. And to the point, I think some of us are ready to like are abundant enough to share that with others, care and soothing and love. It's gotta be there with you first and abundant enough to give. That's how it works. That is how the whole giving love and sharing love and exchanging that with relationships, that's how it works the best. That is like I'm literally like imagining that phrase that is stamped on food that's called best if used by. And that's how I feel. It's like the relationship is best if used by, and it's like the terms of, instead of like writing a date, it's like the terms of like just being open to growth and communication. Boundaries. That's like your big trio, I think. I mean, there's so much more to it because you got to express, and things like that. But with with um with who's coming along in your journey, when you express yourself, that's got to be welcome, and when they express themselves, that's got to be welcome too. And things will be in alignment or misalignment, but like see what you're working with, because with the misalignments, there's this like unique willingness of you love that person, so you will do it even though it is not in alignment with you. And that is like with a certain hobby. Like earlier I said I don't like golf, or maybe I don't like a certain thing. And if I don't like a certain thing, that an expression of love would be me showing up at a golf course, or me showing up doing this other thing because you like it, and solely because you like it, not because it is a natural interest or hobby of mine, and vice versa. Someone doing the same thing for you, even though that's not their normal interest, or going to an event. Maybe you like going to the movies, and the other person does not, and they do it because they want to be around you specifically. And maybe you got to notice that, or that you when you do notice that, you notice like, okay, well, this is how we're not in alignment, so we can share this sometimes because this is my special person, or we could share this like in a different, go on our different journeys and come meet each other sometimes. There's a variation of like a unique formula of everyone's, like, how you see it, how you're seeing your situation, essentially. But I have one more tarot. Okay, I'm gonna end the night. This is the Cthulhu's Vault tarot. I just got this tarot, so this is really exciting for me to have it be coming out on the channel. This is Cthulhu's Vault. Let's see what's up with the collective. This card here says Page of Coins. Let's see what else is up here for the Tarot Thursday. The World in Reverse. Let's see this. This is the Queen of Wands reverse. see. And this is the Three of Swords again. Oh my god. And let's see, this is Four of Swords. Okay, trust. I'm definitely seeing Three of Swords is a lot of heartbreaking energy. I know that there's just a lot of shit going on. And it's not as easy, it's not as simply put as like detach or attach. I know this for the collective. With the Four of Swords, it's this restful energy before you move on anything, on any decision. Like, give yourself the time and space on things. Because with the Seven of Coins reverse, you're hella afraid of making the wrong decision or going down the wrong path, right? Going down a path that's dangerous. I feel like that's this energy of like you don't want to go down a path that's dangerous, that you don't mind making a decision, you just want to know if it's safe or not. And that's definitely where you need to find your time and space of you know, bringing like, you know, this heartbreak energy very well, so that you understand that that's your trigger, points you in, it just shows you, it shows you what you need to see. It shows you, okay? If you feel hella triggered, pay attention to how things go. How is the person that's triggering you going to address that? Are you triggered because of your own unique experience plus what they're doing? Yes, that's what it is. Like, what they're doing triggered something else in your mind space. Yes. But how much of it is past versus current? Like, literally weigh that out. Is it 20%, 80%? Is it 40%, 60%? Is it 50/50? Is it like, how much of it is, are you emotionally affected versus actually like in the physical reality affected in the same way, like current versus in the mental space? Because in our mental space, when we remember something, we sometimes tend to cry, and that's like your emotional space. And even if it's not current, it still affects you. It still can fuck up your day. It can fuck up your mood. It could cause arguments with your partners if they don't even know that you're struggling internally, that you randomly remembered something. Like, this could be a part of all this where your partner may not even be able to understand because all this stuff is happening internally, and that maybe they can't come along for your healing journey. And you're realizing that it could be so many things, because I think earlier I said that there could literally be a relocation for some of us in the collective, and not everyone can financially afford to move or wants to move, or is able or is capable. You know, they, you know, really feel stuck at their job, or they like their job, and like, or they really like the area that they're in. Everybody has different viewpoints on what they want, and so it's like, if you want differently, go for that. You may be alone for some time. This Page of Coins is fresh energy in the manner of getting what you want, or doing, you know, grounding the seeds, right? It's like, if you recently got a new job, recently got a new like place to live, a new relationship, and you're working these things out. Some people may not agree with your who your new partner is, or what your new career choice is. I know that I went, me personally, this is stuff about me. I went to San Jose State and pursued a finance degree and graduated. I have a degree, but am I a financial analyst? Am I an accountant? No, I am not. I am reading tarot and oracle cards. So that's one of those things of, you just gotta be mindful and truthful of you. Like, be authentic to you, and then, you know, plant those seeds. Do it a little bit at a time. You may not feel like the world or the universe is in your favor, but trust it is. Trust that you saw what you needed to see so you could do something about it. You're repeatedly seeing what you need to see so you could do something about it. And I'm going to have the deck and see what this is. Queen of Coins. And look, this card looks really royal looking. Queen of Coins. I think that we're definitely going to be collected And this looks like a ruby. Honestly, this looks like a ruby. So you might want to look at rubies. It might resonate with your heart space or your root chakra space. Queen of coins, just grounding. And I'm definitely picking up on like feminine energy. If you're a male or a female, it doesn't matter. We have masculine and feminine energies. And with this, I think it's just tapping into the emotional side when it comes to grounding. Um, just important things. And the important things are, our loved ones and our stability. Stability is a big one here. I think that um, you'll feel it out. Like you'll see the situation unfold as you should need to. And it's not so much of anything you should carry anxiety or worry about, but just so that it's clear what you should worry or be concerned of is the people that is what you allow. Okay, what you're allowing. That is the big thing, is being in control of what you allow. You don't like something, don't allow it. If you do like something, allow more of it, like, and speak up accordingly. The King of Swords, for sure, for sure. So, with that, on that note, the Hermit Reverse, you may be quiet for some time, all right, with some people, and you'll see and feel how you need to feel and see what you need to see. And um 5 of coins, it just leaves house, literally house, a home for all of the negative to go, and then you can continue in your life positively. Like just leave the negative in the past. I think this 5 of coins is like, that's the energy I'm getting from. And it's like, it'll be dark, but then there will be brighter days in the future. That's like a cycle of like the seasons. And so I'm not sure. This reading seemed really hard to get through, and I understand that everyone's situations are hard to explain and hard to address in one reading, and it's hard to get the correct, unique answer from any one person, and like all the choices are up to you, and it's like so easy to just say like, you'll see when you need to see and stuff like that. I don't mean to just do that. um the Queen of Cups energy here reverse is that paying attention even to the smallest of detail of how you feel, that's how someone else that should address you intimately. If you are looking to be in an intimate relationship, and you have that, like that energy is supposed to be around, but you aren't receiving it, perhaps you should pay attention, like, because there's this like Queen of Cups energy, and like she's literally colored blue, so feeling lots of blue. And I hear that song Blue by Leanne Rhymes. So it's like, um it's like blue. She sings it really, like, it sounds, I'm kind of nervous singing it, but it's um it's like, why can't you be blue over me? That song says, as like, if you don't feel like your feelings are reciprocated, like when you feel sad about a situation and then your person doesn't feel sad, that's definitely like an indicator to you. And then when you're happy, if your person's not happy with you also, that's kind of like an indicator too. Like you guys kind of have to be able to match each other on your journeys, happy or sad, even if you have like disagreeing emotions. Like, it shouldn't be so conditional or unconditional. Like, it's very unique to everyone. Like, how you feel is how you feel, and everyone has different weights as to like, that action is a deal breaker and that action is not a deal breaker. And so you need to make sure of these with boundaries or in your situations, and really go, well, with the information that I know, can I continue with them? Would they support me? Would I be happy, or would it be hard to be happy? Like, because you could still be happy, okay, but are they gonna make it hard for you? Because that's not an energy that you want. Because if you have too much of that, can you imagine you get depressed, you get too low, and then like your support system is not really supportive? Like, you have to really consider all that. Based everything, like, pay closer attention, especially towards how you feel, because I think that there may have been a neglect towards that, because it may have been convenient that there's not as much control over our situations than we would have liked. But now that we're getting into an adults, or getting jobs, or doing better for ourselves, or improvements, like things like that, your power increases, or your inspiration, or your will to think that you could get through it, like, it increases a little bit, because I know that stuff can really beat you down when you feel like things are out of your control. And it's like there is at every point an element of choice, that you're not as stuck. It's just that you're like letting fear dictate things, or letting the unknown sway you into, like, the unknown is fearful, but the unknown is where the abundance is. So are you afraid of abundance? I don't think so, because if you like, because that would kind of be almost like saying you're afraid of $1 million. So like, if you're not afraid of $1 million, like, do something different. That would be healing. And make house for the good feelings, and make a little box for the negative feelings. Don't like pull it up by any means, but just like, oh man, like, if you've been going through it, like, set that aside and let yourself rest, all right? And start anew. Like, let the fresh, better energy come in. Like, make space for it, because it's waiting for you. The universe is waiting to give it to you. We have the world card. You're blocking it from coming in, because you're just now receiving like a roadmap, like like basically a map of how to unlock it. And that's exciting, yet very, like, there's a lot of work cut out for you. And that's okay, because the whole experience is going to be fun. I promise it's going to be fun, especially if you make it fun. Okay, I have a little bit of a hard time knowing you guys are having such a hard time. So, definitely comment, so we can just keep a good community channel going forward. And I hope that this reading did something for you this Thursday. I'll be up on Monday for you guys for the Melly Monday. And thank you for being around. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.